The Stoics, an ancient school of philosophy, taught that real strength isn't found in overcoming external challenges, but in mastering our own emotions. In our modern world, this wisdom is more crucial than ever. Have you ever felt completely drained after spending time with someone negative? Toxic individuals can wreak havoc on our mental well-being, leaving us feeling frustrated and powerless. But what if you could learn practical strategies to navigate these challenging interactions? In this video, we'll explore 13 Stoic-inspired techniques that will empower you to handle toxic people with compassion, grace, and resilience. Stay with me on this journey to protect your emotional well-being, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Aquarius Realms, for more insights on developing mental strength. By the end of this video, you'll be armed with Stoic wisdom to effectively manage toxic people. Take a deep breath and let's dive in. Number 1, identifying and understanding the toxic threat. Picture yourself as the guardian of your own personal fortress, a fortress that represents your inner peace, physical health, and emotional security. Just as a vigilant guard must recognize potential dangers, you too must be able to spot the signs of a toxic individual approaching. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who championed reason and self-control, reminds us in his Enchiridion that it's not what happens to you that disturbs you, but rather your judgment of what happens. This advice is crucial when dealing with toxic people. Their negative attitudes and manipulative actions don't have the power to control you. It's your emotional response and perception that determine the impact on your inner peace. The key to success lies in cultivating a Stoic's gaze, a calm, objective way of viewing situations. Learning to identify the traits of toxic behavior is the first step in this process. Here are some critical red flags to watch out for. Constant criticism. A toxic person may consistently find fault with you, your actions, or your choices. Whether this criticism is subtle or overt, it will always leave you feeling deflated and questioning your abilities. Manipulation. Toxic individuals often use deceitful tactics to achieve their goals. They may resort to flattery, guilt trips, or even threats in an attempt to control your behavior. Negativity. A toxic person thrives on negativity. They constantly complain and drag others down with their pessimism, focusing on the worst aspects of any situation. In addition to these general warning signs, it's essential to recognize the various types of toxic personalities you might encounter. The narcissist is someone who craves admiration and validation. Though they may seem charming at first, their interactions are ultimately one-sided, leaving you emotionally drained. The gossip thrives on social chaos, spreading rumors, stirring up trouble, and taking pleasure in creating discord. The energy vampire, as the name suggests, drains your vitality. After interactions with them, you're left feeling mentally and emotionally exhausted. Gaining an understanding of these toxic personalities and their behaviors allows you to map out the potential threats to your inner fortress. Just as a Roman Stoic philosopher like Seneca might devise a strategy to defeat an enemy on the battlefield, you can use this awareness to anticipate the tactics of toxic individuals and protect your emotional well-being. Now let's move on to number 2. Fortify your walls. Imagine yourself in the shoes of Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor of Rome. To rule a vast empire required immense strength, wisdom, and unwavering determination. When it comes to fortifying the walls of your inner citadel, your emotional well-being, these very attributes are crucial. Your established boundaries form the cornerstone of this citadel. In dealing with toxic individuals, boundaries are the clear lines you draw in the sand, marking what behaviors you will and will not tolerate. Just as a powerful king would never allow his borders to be breached, you should not permit toxic people to invade your emotional space. This is where the Stoic philosophy of reason and self-control becomes essential. The first step is identifying the actions that drain your energy or challenge your sense of self. Is it a friend's relentless negativity? A co-worker's manipulative behavior? or perhaps a family member's intrusive advice. Be brutally honest with yourself about what you will not endure. Once you've identified these boundaries, the next move is to communicate them clearly and assertively. Channel your inner Marcus Aurelius, firm yet fair. Effective communication starts with reflecting on your feelings and using I statements. Instead of making accusatory remarks like, "You're always so negative," try saying, "I feel drained," when you constantly focus on the negative. Be precise. Avoid vague statements like, "I need some space." Instead, say, "I can't talk right now, but I'd be happy to chat later this week." Keep your word, but remain kind. There's a fine line between being assertive and being aggressive. It's crucial to convey your message with confidence while avoiding hostility. However, setting boundaries isn't a one-time event. Just like a vigilant Stoic ruler who constantly defends against barbarian invasions, you must be firm and consistent in enforcing your boundaries. A weak wall is easy to break. If a toxic person disregards your limits, calmly remind them of the boundary you've set. You might even need to limit your interactions with them or withdraw entirely. Remember, setting boundaries isn't about punishing someone. It's about protecting yourself. The Stoics were keen to avoid envy, a vice often at the root of toxic behavior. By setting boundaries, you're not being selfish, you're simply safeguarding your emotional well-being and creating the space necessary for inner peace. On your Stoic journey toward a life of tranquility, a strong citadel with clearly defined and well-defended boundaries is essential. Now, let's move on to number 3. Become uninteresting to the emotional barbarian. Picture an emotional barbarian driven by negativity, searching for dramatic conflict. Some toxic people behave this way. They thrive on your emotional reactions. They prod and provoke, hoping to ignite a spark of anger or hurt that will fuel their fire. Here's where the Stoic principles of emotional control and indifference to external events shine. Inspired by these principles, the gray rock method becomes a powerful tool. Developed by therapist Paul Friedman, the gray rock method involves becoming emotionally unresponsive. It's not about shutting down completely, but rather offering the emotional equivalent of a smooth gray rock, neutral, unyielding, and giving nothing for the negativity to cling to. To further understand this approach, let's turn to the wisdom of Seneca, a great Roman Stoic philosopher. Seneca reminds us that true happiness lies in enjoying the present without anxious dependence on the future. This wisdom encourages us to starve the need for attention, depriving the emotional barbarian of the fuel they seek. Toxic people often seek attention, whether positive or negative. The gray rock method helps you deny them the emotional reaction they crave. Amidst the chaos they try to create, you become uninteresting, like a dull, unremarkable rock. Neutral responses become your armor. The gray rock method involves intentionally reacting to negative comments with neutral, factual statements. It's crucial to avoid getting pulled into emotional disputes or justifications. For instance, if a toxic friend insults your work, you can deflect their attack by simply saying, "That's interesting," without giving them any more fuel for their negativity. Toxic individuals often try to manipulate your emotions, so it's essential to avoid getting caught in their emotional whirlpool. They may use sarcasm, guilt trips, or outright hostility. In these situations, the key is to disengage from their emotional vortex, stay calm, and respond with facts, refusing to be drawn into their drama. Remember Seneca's wisdom. The path to true happiness lies in not entertaining either hopes or fears. Don't give them the emotional power they seek. The gray rock method is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic cure. Some toxic personalities may initially escalate their behavior, testing your emotional resilience. Stay calm, remain consistent, and remember that you are not responsible for their negativity. By using this Stoic-inspired method, you can shift from being a passive victim of their emotional theatrics to an unmoved observer, protecting your inner peace and emotional well-being. Now let's move on to number 4, the broken record technique. Imagine facing a relentless barrage of manipulation, a toxic individual chipping away at your boundaries with deceptive arguments and emotional ploys. Such persistent attacks can be emotionally draining and distressing. But fear not. Stoic principles of unshakable reason and perseverance inspire the broken record technique, which emerges as a potent defense. The broken record technique is designed to counteract manipulative tactics. It involves calmly and repeatedly stating your position, much like a broken record that skips back to the same unwavering message. Though it may seem simple, this method can be incredibly effective in fending off attempts to derail you and keeping your focus on your needs. Let's delve deeper into this technique by drawing on the wisdom of Epictetus, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Epictetus reminds us that freedom is the ultimate good, the freedom to set your own boundaries and to say no without explanation. This principle is embodied in the broken record technique. By calmly and consistently repeating your stance, you demonstrate your unwavering resolve and prevent the manipulator from steering you off course. The broken record technique is particularly useful in defending against emotional attacks. Manipulators often use flattery, guilt, or anger to try to sway you. By focusing on the clear, factual statement of your position, you can deflect these emotional assaults and keep the discussion grounded in reason. The repetitive nature of this technique can be deeply unsettling for a manipulator. It disrupts their flow, throws them off balance, and exposes the emptiness of their arguments. Picture a strong rock being battered by waves. The rock remains unmoved while the waves eventually dissipate. Contrary to what you might think, the broken record technique isn't about confrontation. It's about maintaining a firm focus on your stance and calmly enforcing your boundaries. Remember, Stoicism emphasizes reason and logic as your guiding principles for navigating life's challenges. By applying these methods, you empower yourself to resist exploitation and protect your inner peace with steadfast determination. Now let's move to number 5. Don't take the bait. Picture a skilled angler casting a line baited with negativity, hoping to reel you into a whirlpool of emotional drama. Toxic people often use this tactic, dangling provocations, insults, or guilt trips in the hopes of drawing a reaction that fuels their drama and feeds their negativity. But Stoic philosophy offers a powerful defense: indifference. This isn't the same as apathy. Indifference, as understood by the Stoics, means emotional detachment from things beyond your control. Philosophers like Epictetus drew a clear line between apathy, a lack of concern and listlessness, and indifference, which is about disconnecting from negative emotions and judgments that cloud our reason. This distinction is crucial when dealing with toxic individuals. Here's how Stoic indifference can help you avoid taking the bait. First, recognize the tactic. Learn to identify the signs that a toxic person is trying to lure you in. Is it a sarcastic comment, a veiled insult, or a guilt trip disguised as a suggestion? Once you spot the tactic, you've already weakened its power. The bait is meant to trigger anger, frustration, or defensiveness, but with Stoic indifference, you choose not to get emotionally hooked. Imagine looking at the bait in the water, calm and unaffected, refusing to let it provoke you. Let the drama dissolve. When you don't react to their negative comments, their power over you diminishes. Without fuel, the drama they're trying to create can't sustain itself. Their cutting remarks hang in the air, eventually losing their sting. It's not about becoming cold or unfeeling. Stoicism encourages the expression of positive emotions while emphasizing detachment from negative ones that you can't control and directing your feelings toward what you can. By practicing Stoic indifference, you transform from a passive participant in their drama to a peaceful observer, showing that you won't get entangled in their emotional web. Your inner serenity remains intact, a safe haven unaffected by the storms others try to stir up. Now, let's discuss number 6, the art of the non-reaction. Imagine someone who thrives on verbal sparring, a master of insults and barbs, who revels in the heat of argument. Some toxic individuals live in this realm, wielding words like weapons to provoke, humiliate, and ultimately drag you into their emotional chaos. Here's a Stoic strategy that's not only effective but often overlooked: the art of the non-reaction. When used deliberately, silence can be a powerful weapon against their verbal onslaught, disrupting the dynamic they crave and disarming them. But silence doesn't come easily to everyone. We're often conditioned to respond, defend ourselves, or win the argument. However, Stoicism teaches us the importance of mastering our reactions, and silence at the right moment is a sign of true control. To better understand the power of the non-reaction, let's turn to the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the renowned Roman Stoic emperor. Let's explore cognitive reframing, a method deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, can be incredibly effective in this scenario. Instead of allowing someone's negativity to bring you down, reframe it as an objective observation. For example, if a colleague is constantly complaining, you might think, they seem to be having a rough day, rather than absorbing their negativity. Stoics thrive by focusing on the positive, so don't let toxic individuals rob you of your happiness. Make a conscious effort to focus on the uplifting aspects of your life, like the hobbies you enjoy, the meaningful work you do, and the supportive friends you have. Let these positive elements serve as a shield, protecting you from the negativity others may bring. Number 7, limiting your exposure, both physically and emotionally, is not an act of cowardice. It's about protecting your inner peace and practicing self-care. Stoics place great importance on living a virtuous life and making rational choices. By reducing your interactions with negativity, you create space to cultivate a healthy and flourishing inner life. Imagine your fortress surrounded by a wide moat, serving as both a physical and emotional barrier that safeguards your peace from the encroaching negativity of toxic individuals. Let's move to number 8. Build your support system. Picture yourself as a guard at the gate of your inner castle. You've fortified your walls with boundaries, mastered the art of non-reaction, and minimized your exposure to toxic people. But even the bravest warrior needs a strong phalanx, a formation of trusted allies, to fully defend their position. Your support system is your Stoic phalanx, essential for maintaining your inner serenity when facing negativity. Stoic philosophers like Seneca emphasize the importance of living in harmony with nature, which includes surrounding yourself with virtuous people who support, inspire, and share your core values. These individuals provide guidance and support during difficult times. They're the ones who listen, offer wise advice, and give you unwavering encouragement. Here's how a strong support system can act as a buffer against the negative influence of toxic people. Dealing with toxicity can be emotionally exhausting, but having a safe space to share your experiences can be incredibly healing. Trusted friends or family members create a secure environment where you can process your feelings and vent your frustrations. Their understanding and compassion remind you that you're not fighting this battle alone. While toxic people may try to diminish your sense of self-worth, your support system serves as a counterbalance, offering encouragement and reminding you of your strengths and the value you bring to the world. Their belief in you can strengthen your resolve and reignite the inner fire, especially when negativity threatens to extinguish it. The Stoics believed in surrounding themselves with those who embody the virtues they wish to cultivate. Your network of supportive, virtuous individuals serves as a positive role model, inspiring you to grow. Observing their strength resilience, and optimism helps you enhance your ability to navigate negative situations with grace. Building a solid support network is an ongoing process. It involves nurturing existing relationships and seeking out like-minded individuals who align with your values. Here are some ways to cultivate this vital phalanx. Invest in quality time. Take the time to engage in meaningful interactions with those who make up your support system. By sharing your experiences, listening to theirs, and engaging in deep conversations, you can foster a sense of connection that strengthens these bonds. Additionally, consider joining clubs, volunteer organizations, or online communities that align with your values and interests. These are natural gathering places for like-minded individuals who can offer support and encouragement. Never underestimate the power of expressing gratitude to those who support you. Acknowledging their positive impact on your well-being, presence in your life, and unwavering support can strengthen these relationships. By building a robust Stoic phalanx, you create a powerful shield that protects you from the negativity brought on by toxic individuals. Surrounding yourself with positive influences provides you with strength, perspective, and renewed optimism. Remember, even the most well-guarded fortress can benefit from strong external defenses. Your support system, your trusted companions, become your unyielding phalanx, ensuring that your inner peace remains secure and protected. Number 9. Self-care. Interacting with toxic individuals is akin to facing a relentless assault in battle. Your emotional energy can become depleted, leaving you feeling drained and exhausted. In such circumstances, self-care becomes a crucial component of your defense, much like a Stoic warrior tending to their wounds and sharpening their blade after a battle. Self-care should be a fundamental part of your Stoic lifestyle. Incorporate it into your daily routine, viewing it as an investment in your mental well-being. Make it a priority alongside other important tasks and schedule it into your day. Engaging in activities that bring you joy, whether it's physical exercise like running or yoga, or creative pursuits like painting or writing, can help you relax, de-stress, and return to the world with renewed energy and perspective. The Stoics practiced mindfulness, akin to meditation, to calm their minds, disengage from negative thoughts, and create inner peace. By making meditation a regular part of your self-care routine, you equip yourself with a powerful tool to manage stress and negativity, whether it stems from within or from toxic people around you. Additionally, the Stoics emphasized living in harmony with nature. Spending time in natural settings, whether it's a walk in a park or a hike through the woods, can have a profound impact on your well-being. Immersing yourself in nature can reduce stress, elevate your mood, and provide perspective that helps you combat the negativity you encounter from toxic people. Think of self-care as preventative maintenance for your emotional well-being. A well-rested, centered individual is far better equipped to handle negative emotions. Just as a Stoic warrior ensures their armor is sturdy and their sword is sharp, you can nurture your emotional resilience through self-care practices. Pay attention to your body's signals. Your body is in constant communication with you, signaling when you're exhausted, tense, or emotionally drained. Don't wait until you're completely depleted to prioritize self-care. Incorporate healthy eating, ensure you get adequate sleep, and take breaks throughout the day. These seemingly simple routines lay the foundation for your emotional resilience. Just as you set boundaries with toxic individuals, set boundaries around your self-care time. This might mean politely declining requests that would interfere with your relaxation time, or carving out specific times during the day for self-care activities. Remember, prioritizing your well-being is not selfish. It's necessary for maintaining your emotional resilience. By incorporating self-care into your Stoic way of life, you become a stronger, more balanced individual, approaching challenges with greater perspective and emotional fortitude. much like a Stoic warrior prepared to face any adversary. A full emotional battery allows you to deflect negativity more effectively and radiate positivity, creating a formidable shield against the toxic people in your life. Let's move on to number 10th. It's not about you. Imagine a dark cloud hovering over you, spewing negativity and obscuring your view of the world. This is often the experience of dealing with toxic people. They create a poisonous environment by projecting their own fears, insecurities, and issues onto those around them, leading to a negative impact on others. In such situations, the Stoic concept of prosopopoia serves as a powerful defense mechanism. Prosopopoia encourages us to view ourselves as rational observers, standing outside the emotional storm and focusing on the rational aspects of the situation. When dealing with toxic individuals, maintaining this level of detachment is crucial, as their negativity is rarely about you. Instead, it's a reflection of their own inner struggles. Here's how you can navigate the toxicity of toxic people by practicing Stoic detachment. Toxic individuals often resort to blame, criticism, and negativity as a way to deflect attention from their own shortcomings. By applying the prosopopoia mindset, you can see this projection for what it truly is. Detaching yourself from the emotional undercurrent allows you to observe their behavior objectively, much like a scientist studying a phenomenon. This detachment helps you recognize that their negativity stems from their internal landscape, not from you or your worth. Their behavior is a reflection of their struggles, not your character. Consider the dark cloud metaphor. While it may cast a shadow, it has no bearing on the ground it temporarily obscures. Above the clouds, the sun continues to shine brightly. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, reminds us that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. This underscores the importance of focusing on your Stoic path. Our lives are long enough and abundant with time for essential things if we use it wisely. Don't waste your precious time and energy by getting entangled in the negativity of toxic people. Keep your emotional distance, prioritize your well-being, and stay on the Stoic path, leading to a life of virtue and tranquility. Detachment is not the same as apathy. While you can show compassion for their struggles, you don't need to become a victim of their emotional storms. Practicing Stoic detachment transforms you from a passive target into a centered observer, preserving your inner peace and emotional well-being. Always remember, above the storm clouds, the sun still shines brightly. Number 11. Avoid trying to fix others. The urge to repair, heal, and play the role of a therapist can be compelling, especially when dealing with someone you care about who exhibits harmful behavior. However, within the framework of Stoicism, this path often leads to frustration and emotional exhaustion. Transforming toxic individuals is akin to trying to change a plant suffocated by weeds. This change requires their own will and effort and cannot be forced by others. Stoicism emphasizes focusing on what you can control, your own reactions and interactions, rather than attempting to alter someone else's behavior. The responsibility for a toxic person's actions lies solely with them. They must decide to confront their negative emotions and seek virtue themselves. Taking on this responsibility for them only creates an unhealthy dynamic and prevents them from facing their own issues. Stoic philosophy teaches acceptance of what is beyond our control, including the actions of others and external circumstances. By accepting this, you free yourself from the futile effort to change them. Imagine your inner peace as a flourishing garden. Toxic people with their negativity are like weeds threatening this garden. Trying to uproot these weeds in someone else's garden is a waste of effort. Focus instead on nurturing what matters to you, building positive relationships, cultivating your virtues, and practicing self-care. While Stoicism encourages helping others achieve virtue, there are limits. You can suggest resources for self-reflection, such as books on communication, therapist recommendations, or gentle advice to consider the impact of their actions, but ultimately, change must come from within them. Leading by example through your own Stoic principles is the most powerful way to influence others. Your calm demeanor, measured responses, and commitment to virtue can serve as a quiet beacon of Stoic wisdom. Despite your efforts, some toxic individuals may remain entrenched in negativity. Recognizing when to distance yourself from them is crucial. Stoicism advocates for setting boundaries and, if necessary, withdrawing to protect your own well-being. Remember, you cannot control their journey, but you can choose your own path. By internalizing these Stoic concepts, you can transition from a frustrated fixer to a Stoic facilitator, assisting without compromising your own well-being and allowing your inner garden to thrive despite external negativity. Number 12. Knowing when to walk away. Imagine yourself in the safety of your Stoic sanctuary. You've cultivated emotional detachment and a healthy inner garden while reinforcing boundaries. Yet, the persistent negativity from a toxic individual continues to threaten your defenses. Recognizing when to step away from such situations is a key Stoic principle. Deciding to end a toxic relationship, especially with close family or colleagues, is challenging but necessary for your mental health. Stoicism values living a rational and virtuous life, and maintaining a relationship that undermines your inner peace contradicts these values. Your inner serenity is a sacred space you've built through self-care, mindfulness, and Stoic practices. A toxic person's unrelenting negativity is like a siege on this sanctuary. Removing yourself from the harmful situation is a way to protect your emotional well-being and secure your sanctuary. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us, the whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Staying in an unhealthy relationship wastes valuable time and energy. By moving on, you open yourself to positive relationships, meaningful activities, and experiences that enrich your life. Accepting what is beyond your control is a fundamental aspect of Stoicism, including other people's behaviors. Detachment does not equate to weakness or defeat, but signifies acceptance of unchangeable circumstances and a deliberate choice to distance yourself from negative emotions. This choice is not about abandoning the person, but about escaping the harmful dynamics that affect your mental and emotional health. Walking away doesn't have to be dramatic. Gradually reducing contact, politely declining invitations, or simply limiting communication can be effective strategies. Remember, leaving a situation is a Stoic act of preserving your inner calm and a form of self-care. Prioritizing your well-being allows you to focus on reason, virtue, and peace, making space for positive relationships and experiences. Lastly, number 13, forgive yourself. Imagine you're setting out on a journey burdened by a heavy load of anger and resentment towards a toxic individual. This emotional weight hinders your progress and drains your energy. In Stoic thought, forgiveness is about releasing this emotional baggage not for the other person's sake, but for your own. Stoicism emphasizes accepting what is beyond our control, such as others' actions. Holding on to hatred and resentment only harms you, tainting your present and future. To forgive yourself and free yourself from negativity, focus on your inner landscape. The Stoics believed that true power lies in controlling your own thoughts and actions, not external events. Forgiveness means acknowledging what happened, accepting that it's beyond your control, and choosing to move forward with a lighter heart. As Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Forgiveness breaks the cycle of negativity that continues to affect you even after the toxic person is no longer in your life. To foster forgiveness, start by recognizing your feelings of anger and hurt. Practice self-compassion, Treat yourself as you would a friend in a similar situation and evaluate the event from a different perspective. By understanding the underlying factors and cultivating empathy, you pave the way for forgiveness. Forgiveness is a gift to yourself. Letting go of negativity allows for emotional healing and a more fulfilling life. Imagine starting your journey with a lighter backpack and a renewed sense of strength and peace. By applying these Stoic principles, you transform from a passive victim into a resilient guardian of your inner peace. A life free from negativity is a life worth fighting for. We've journeyed through the principles of Stoicism and explored how to navigate with toxic people and cultivate inner peace. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What insights or experiences do you have regarding dealing with toxic people and practicing Stoic principles? Drop your thoughts and comments below. I'm eager to read and discuss them with you. Let's continue this conversation and support each other on our paths to personal growth and serenity. Remember, your perspective matters. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on Stoicism and personal development. Until next time, keep cultivating your inner peace and living a life of virtue.